It is amazing to consider what Donald Trump was able to overcome to get himself back to the White House. Because this deep state conspiracy to take him down was far more complicated than even we ever imagined. And now it's implicating one of the truly dark forces in politics today, California Senator Adam Schiff. And look, maybe you're familiar with what's going on, maybe you've heard about it this week, but tonight we're going to explain why this matters, because it does. And it could ultimately end with a U.S. senator in leg irons. And according to an FBI whistleblower this week, starting in 2017, then Congressman Adam Schiff approved of leaking classified information to smear then-President Donald Trump over the now debunked Russiagate scandal. This whistleblower admitted that he and Adam Schiff were close friends, but that he, quote, considered the classified leaking to be unethical, illegal, and treasonous, but was told by Schiff not to worry because he would never be prosecuted. And this is important. None of these people ever thought Donald Trump was going to be president ever again. But imagine the arrogance. A politician promising a friend that he wouldn't be prosecuted while that same Congressman, Adam Schiff, at that time, went on cable TV week after week for years and deliberately lied to the American people about a sitting president.
And you had a president as part of a cover-up, and here you have a president doing a different kind of cover-up. You have a president peddling these falsehoods. It is, I think, of a size and scope probably beyond Watergate.
It was enormously beneficial to Donald Trump, and to ignore that or to say it didn't happen, I think is quite inaccurate. And all of this was, of course, enabled by the Russian cyber operations.
It wasn't an overstatement. There is evidence of collusion. The Trump campaign manager was meeting with Russian intelligence and giving them internal polling data, just to give you one example.
Just the arrogance and the cockiness that he would never get caught is remarkable. Adam Schiff did that for years. Think about the impact that had. Even if you knew the truth then, every week for years, the slow drip of misinformation about a sitting president, after a while, I don't care who you are, it starts to resonate. It starts to sink in. Maybe Donald Trump did do something. He didn't do anything. But people start to ask questions, all based on a lie that Adam Schiff was propagating. The White House responded with this.
For years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ, and Congress will have the chance to uncover how political power may have been weaponized and to restore accountability.
So we're doing this tonight because this part is important. All these revelations about Adam Schiff and many other Democrats, prominent Democrats, and one would think that a profit-driven business like the corporate media, the legacy media, would report on this if we had an honest media, which of course we do not, we've never have. You'd think they would report on this story, but they can't. And this is really important. If you haven't followed this story for a day, this is important. They can't report on this story honestly now because they were complicit then in telling the lie. We're also learning that former FBI Director James Comey apparently had media moles in the corporate media working with him to help him shape this Russia narrative. Think about that. Remember, the media was complicit all along. Don't forget, no one ever thought Donald Trump was ever going to be president again. They thought they'd get away with it. They're not going to. And now one of the leading reporters, someone who's covered this story for the last decade, thinks that indictments are coming next.
I think there are going to be indictments. I was very skeptical on that question even a couple of weeks ago, but I have heard repeatedly from these folks that they understand that this is not a hearts and minds contest and that they are not doing this for show, and that if they don't end up in a courtroom, that this will be a massive political failure for them. But I keep being told that Hillary Clinton is actually a target in these investigations. It may turn out that something having to do with her original email situation will be wrapped into some kind of conspiracy case.
So here we are, all of them, Clapper, Comey, Obama, Adam Schiff, even Hillary Clinton could be at risk because this time is completely different from Donald Trump's first term. Remember, lock her up? Donald Trump didn't lock her up deliberately. He was a first-time politician, made it all the way to the White House, but he wanted to play nice the first time around. Donald Trump, look, this is not a fault, but he's a politician. He wants to be liked, and Donald Trump played nice, but not anymore. That's over now.